This, my friends, is Coal Mine Photography, where we talk about photography, videography, and the technology used in both. If this is your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and also hit the bell icon to get notified when I post new videos. This is going to come as a shock to a lot of you, but I just recently found out that cameras shipped from the factory broken. Yep, that's right, broken. Luckily, all you have to do to fix your camera is to make a simple setting change. What could be so wrong with a camera setting for me to call it broken? Well, let me spin you a little yarn. The problem I'm talking about is shutter button focus. It's a default setting on cameras where you hold the shutter button halfway and it will start focusing. Because the focus is tied to the shutter button, this requires you to refocus every time you go to take another picture. This is going to slow down your workflow immensely. Basically, you're going to have to be recomposing every single shot, even if you aren't moving. Sometimes you may even get fed up and just switch to manual focus and do it manually. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, roll that intro. Alright, so shutter button focus is definitely not the solution. So what else do we have to do? I introduce back button focus. Now wait a second, what is back button focus? Back button focus entails switching the autofocus mechanism from the shutter release button to a button on the back of your camera. What this will allow is to take the picture and do focus separately. The great thing about this is that the camera will only focus if the button on the back is pressed or held. Okay, so why would switching the autofocus button make it easier to achieve focus? As we discussed, if you have your focus set to the shutter button, it's going to be refocusing every time you go to take a picture. With back button focus, you can set the focus once and take as many pictures as you want. Your focus point will stay exactly where it is, so you don't have to worry about refocusing. So as long as the camera and the subject are not moving, your point of focus will be right where you need it to be. If you want to set your focus type to continuous focus, all you have to do is hold down that button on the back and it will continue to focus as long as you hold down that button. Because the focus is only working when you hold down that button, it almost acts as a hybrid between manual and autofocus. So next up, let's actually switch to the screen on my Sony camera and I'll show you how to switch to back button focus on a Sony camera. The first thing we're going to want to do is shut off the shutter release autofocus. Here's where you will find that in the Sony menu. Next up, you're going to find the custom key option settings. From the custom key option settings, you're going to select the first option. And from there, you're going to set autofocus on or AF on the AF MF button. And I also suggest switching AF on for the AEL button as well. If you need help setting up back button focus on another brand of camera, feel free to reach out to me in the comments. So I beg of you, fix your camera, switch to back button focus today, and start speeding up your workflow. If you learned something new or were inspired by this video, please like and share. Catch you all in the next video.